back to youth group. Tonight we got some awesome stuff for you, but before we get into all that, I got just a couple of announcements. Be sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get all of our notifications. Secondly, if we are looking at hosting a virtual game night, so I want you guys to reach out if you're interested in that. And then after youth group tonight, we are going to be doing our Zoom small groups. Let a leader know that you want to be in that small group so they can send you the link to the Zoom chat. And lastly, Nicole and I wrote a worship song that we wanted to share with you guys tonight for worship. So I hope that you guys buckle up, get ready to enter the presence of God, and worship with us here this evening.
Gotta come, oh, you're gotta be, you in the midst of the arrival.
Hi, my name is Brittney Johann. I am a Jefferson youth leader, and I actually grew up in Jefferson, and then I lived in Whitewater for a couple years for college. Then I moved back to Jefferson. Growing up, I went to a private school where I learned about Jesus, and I was always really interested in the stories of his life. It was my sophomore year of high school was actually really hard for me. I went to a youth conference that previous summer before my sophomore year, and I really felt that God had called me to be a nun. And I was really excited, but then I went home and my parents laughed at me and they told me that I was being brainwashed, and we did not go to church since. My senior year of high school, I was working, and I'm actually still working at Wadles. One of my coworkers had invited me to her youth group. She was like really cool and really popular in high school, and I was like, what? Like, you want to be friends with me? You want to hang out with me? Okay, sure, I'll go to youth group. And so she picked me up that night with her and her boyfriend, and we went to youth group, and it changed my life. It was the first time that I had someone who wasn't my age listen and care about me. Like, I really felt that the Jefferson like Cross Point leaders just wanted to know who I was, and that was it. And I was really taken back. I remember crying because it was the first time that someone listened to my story without any opinions or comments of, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. Like, they just listened to me. And I think that's the first time that I can recall someone showing the character of Jesus. And that moved me so much. Then my senior year ended, and I had to stop going to youth group because after you graduate high school, you can't go to youth group or else you're weird. um, so my summer and going into my freshman year of college, I was like, I'm going to try living life my way. And that did not work out. I tried going to parties because I wanted to be friends with those people. And I talked to boys, and they just treated me like garbage. They were just weird. They weren't nice to me. And I felt really alone, and I felt really sad throughout all that time. And I remember just like talking to my friend Michaela. I was like, dude, like something is not working. My winter break, I actually, like, you have like your Christmas break. College, it's a winter break because it's like a month and a half where you don't have school. I remember getting a call from my coworker saying, or it was just my coworker, and I was like, what do you want? And then ended up being Joe on the phone, and he was like, I want you to come to youth group. And that night was finally the night that I'm like, I am fully in it for God, because it was during worship. I was like, okay, I feel weird. I'm not in high school. Like, what am I doing here? And one of our youth leaders, Laura Gilpatrick, asked if she could pray for me. And I was like, yeah, sure. And she had said, you are never too far gone. And the Holy Spirit, he moved. I cried like a baby because I do that a lot. And that was when I was like, okay, I like God still wants a relationship with me. Like, the decisions that I'm making don't define who I am. And it was my spring semester of my freshman year. God is really cool. One of our youth students at the time who lived in Fort Atkinson would drive to Whitewater to pick me up so I could come to Jefferson and be a youth leader. And then one of our youth leaders brought me back to Whitewater just so that I could serve. I was not qualified. I still feel like I'm not qualified. But I do know that I love you guys. I love how our youth leaders have just shown the character of Jesus, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I love and appreciate that so much. And it's why I have better friends, godly friends. I have a community and a family that cares for me and cares for my soul. And that is the most exciting thing ever. I love it. So yeah, I dropped since then. I'm still obviously a youth leader, and now I'm also serving in our kids ministry. Yeah, and I really feel like now in the season of life that I am in, God is really teaching me how to truly love people where they're at. It's not easy, but it's the character of Jesus. Jesus loved everyone where they were at. And so he's been teaching me that through my family, my parents, my brother, um, my friends, even, and then the people who I don't get along with. He's also teaching me that getting out of our comfort zones, the things that scare us the most, is what changes us and grows us the most. And it's what I did when I said yes to being a youth leader, even though I wasn't qualified. And it's what I'm doing now. God's asking me to stop working where I'm working, and it's really scary, but I know that He has blessings through that, and I'm really excited. So, yeah, it's my testimony.
Hey guys, it's me again. Didn't you love Brittney's story? There's just one theme that just pops out to me when she was sharing her testimony, and that was this. God used other believers to solidify Brittney's faith. She had a sense of God as she was growing up. I remember her even telling me that she encountered the Holy Spirit when He called her to be a nun, which, He was calling her in a ministry, and obviously she's not a nun. She gonna get married someday. I'm just gonna prophesy that right now. But even then, without these people to support her and encourage her, she fell away. And then a friend shows up and introduces her to youth group and brings her to church, and God shows up again. And then when she was in college, she was isolated, and it took the support of other believers rallying around her to truly bring it all home, put all the pieces together, and then she started living her life out for the Lord. And I can attest personally to the growth that I've seen in her. It's been amazing to watch as her youth pastor and now her leader and a mentor to her. I hope I'm a mentor to her. She'll let you know for sure. But it's so cool to see how all these people rally around her. And I think that if you're struggling with your faith and you're struggling with knowing what to do, what's real, what's not, I think that you need to gather people around you so that they can speak life into you. It says this in Ecclesiastes 4:12. It says, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. Three are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. Isn't that so good? If you're standing alone, you're going to get defeated. But if you get another person involved, you can stand back to back. And if you get another person involved, it's so hard to be defeated. You guys have to understand that if you're struggling in your walk with the Lord, get around people who aren't. Pull people into your life who can challenge you and help you grow. Well, you guys, that's all I have here for you tonight. Once you get ready to go into your Zoom small groups, again, reach out to a leader if you need that link, and we'll hopefully be seeing you guys in just a second.